Welcome back. In this video, I will show you how to create glass material. And this one is so simple, it's unbelievable. A lot of people have trouble with glass because they are trying to color the glass and whatever is behind the glasses at the same time. This really isn't the best approach. So this way how you can create glass is to keep in mind what is in the background. So let's say this color will do just fine. And let's say this is the background. This here is the outline of our spherical glass, let's say, and let's take these tones, color it in this way. So now you can immediately see that it definitely looks more like a glass or perhaps like a bubble. Whichever the case might be, both bubble and glass have a similar property, and that is they are transparent. And if something is transparent, well, you can see through it. So you don't need to draw the glass in this way and then try to draw something inside of it. No, it's the opposite way. You simply create the outline where the glass would be, where it would have some reflections, where it would catch light. But here's where it gets interesting. Now, before I move on, I just want to add, let's say, one simple shadow tone on some of these edges. Let's say this should be just fine. Now let's create the highlight. For the highlight, we are going to use the background color and then just brighten it up. And that's all. Very simple and very easy to do. I'm not taking something in a green tone like this one because you see it won't look just right. So you have to take into consideration what is the color of the background. And since this is a sphere, I want my highlight to be spherical, and let's say it also catches just a little bit of highlight here as well. There we go. Perhaps I don't want it to be as sharp. I think this is just enough. Okay, now let's say this right here is a glass, and very thin glass at that, and very transparent, or perhaps this could be a bubble. But if you are creating bubbles like soap bubbles, you would probably want these highlights to have rainbow colors, because if you remember how the light reflects off of those thin watery surfaces, you can create basically some kind of a rainbow colors on top of all of these, and you can create that bubbly effect. But we won't be doing that in this video. The main takeaway from the glass as a material is that it's transparent. So don't draw everything inside of the glass. Don't try to draw the glass first and then the background, but simply draw the background first and then outline where the glass is. Another property of the glass is that it also distorts the image or the light around it. So this is called refraction, or when the light bounces inside of something, it changes its angle, it distorts the image. If you have ever been in a pool of water and you place your hand in the water, because the refraction of the water, the angle is a bit different than the air, you'll notice that your hand looks a bit strange, and this is exactly what it is. So perhaps we have something in the background, let's say some kind of a wooden pole. And I'm going to draw it throughout this entire background just to save a little bit of time. Okay, there we go. So you can see right through it. But some glasses, especially lenses, have the property, especially if the glass is very thick, they can distort the image inside of it. So perhaps this entire inner section would become a bit more thicker, let's say. Like so. Do you see the effect? How it distorts the image a little bit? Now this isn't something that you necessarily have to do, and it really depends on the glass or the lens and so on, but essentially keep this property in mind. So number one, if you are making the glass transparent, simply draw the background and focus on the highlights, because highlight and the edges are the only things that you need to imply that this is a glass. The background will tell the rest of the story, okay? And when it comes to the refractive property, meaning how it distorts light, you can use it or you don't have to. It really depends on your preferences, but usually it's not being used, but still I'm showing it to you in case you want to experiment a little bit. And it can go the other way around. So if you remember lenses, sometimes they will expand whatever is behind, and sometimes they would in fact thin it out. Now at this resolution, I don't think it would look all that well, but yeah, feel free to experiment. Glass is very simple. That's all for this video. I will see you in the next one.